All right, we are live. Apologies, audience. We had some additions come back in just as we were getting set up, so it'll be just a minute now while we reset this up. In doing so, before we get started, though, as always, we do want to send some shout-outs to our current subscribers. Him, You Are a Stewie, Ike Ironlegs, Lady Delin, Lexi Charisma, and Gorham. Thank you for supporting the Twitch channel. Though many of you are my players, we, of course, appreciate the support. Likewise, if you do like our DMing here and or play, check out our YouTube channel. For those watching this on YouTube later, apologies for the way that the screens look currently, but check out our DM 101 information. Now, while I go ahead and reset the screens, who would like to recap for last week?
Well, I fell through the ceiling. And we also made our new acquaintance, Nix, who very quickly caught on to the annoying Draho minigame. Then we proceeded further down into a temple to the Allhammer, or the Allfather.
He is called the Allhammer from now on.
I mean, depends on which version of the game I'm talking about.
Yes, it is the Allhammer, and we sprinkle green dust over his altar. He holds aloft a mighty hammer, and his bald pate is revered by all.
What he said.
Right. So, we found out that the central altar / anvil is made of pure adamantium. We also learned that we need to recite a particular poem on the obelisk in the back to get the sentinel guard things there to lift it up and let us down into the lower depths. As we went down, we found a bunch of treasure, solved some puzzles, found a mausoleum to some very honored dead, found some magic items that we were a bit hesitant to take at first.
And still.
Right. So decided to just lock that back up. And we also found on the stairway going down, we found a mural with 13 stars, which is, a bit ominous given how everything is going. But it seems that we're finding that we're in a bit of fate intertwined situation right now. And unless I'm missing something, we then went back up to... Oh, and we had a little glow stick rave in one room. And unless I'm missing something, we then went back up to regroup in our forward base camp with our dwarf companions.
Figure out what we should do with the rest of the dwarf stuff.
Right.
All right, yep, and that is all correct. Any other toppers off to that you guys want to mention?
I got a lot of giant strength.
I do know we found a bunch of various other old items and things that the dwarves would probably like to have, which we were taking with us.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And a few things that we decided they don't immediately need to know about. So...
All right, that is set. Shall we say good enough? So, that being the case, having seen your way through Sarbreen's Temple of the Allfather, you guys opted to work your way back to your forward base camp for a nice midday meal prior to moving forward. Upon your return, you find that Fenrir and the dwarves are bloodied and haggard looking, with what looks at first to be several large piles of bodies before them. As you close in, you notice that the bodies aren't just in piles, but are rather two large amalgams formed of two distinct piles of bodies. The dwarves pause for a moment, then most of them seem to kind of move to either body disposal or continued work within the camp. Castigan wanders up to you. Seems you missed a couple, or some snuck on past you, but with Fenrir's help, we were able to get him.
I mean, they kind of live down here, so who knows how many are where.
Yeah, it was really weird. They were just these kind of giant undead things made of a whole bunch of bodies. We
I
got
don't
most
like.
of that first room cleared out. I think that might be where that came from.
Hmm. Well, I'm glad to see that you joined us.
Well, yeah, it was either that or die, and nobody really wants that second option.
Is there anybody named Abercrombie nearby?
Not to my knowledge. I mean,
Is
we've
there-
got a Fitch back at the other camp.
I ignore that.
You ignore it, or does it just Draho ignore it?
Anyone with sense and decency ignores it.
Okay, your Draho's coming out. Got it.
So not Draho?
All right.
So, what are we stating that we may need to shift base camp to something a little more less open?
No, this works just fine. We've still got the purple worm hide kind of set up nice, provided right amount of protection for us.
Multi-purpose worm hide. Makeshift barricades.
I think he's referring
Marketing
to the
material.
full of bodies that we left behind. Apparently, those developed some angriness.
I
Oh,
seem
well,
so.
Remember, Ark hasn't killed anything in days, so he's a little itchy.
Feeling a little pent up?
Okay, well, it seems to me the best matter of business right now would be to figure out whether or not the dwarves can help us get that stuff out of that treasure room with all the dead people.
Right. Well, I feel we should ask permission for that first.
Yeah. And when they give us permission, we get them to help us.
Right. So
They could be occupied with maybe trying to secure some of the other artifacts out of there also.
Whatever they want to do. I saw a magical whip, and I need to know what it do.
right. Oh, by the way, I don't know if the DM discussed this with any of you, but I did ask about the treasure hoard from the treasury room. That was 5 regular healing potions, potion of sharpness,
5 potions of healing, 1 potion of sharpness, 1 oil of slipperiness.
okay, and +2 light hammer.
I'm assuming those are in the party treasure.
They will be. I have not updated that as of yet.
Oh, and
Busy
there was it was either a necklace or a bracelet. It was a necklace that looked like a shield,
Mhm.
and that allows you to project a magical what is it? I forget the exact name of it.
Animated shield.
Yeah, an animated shield, but it doesn't have to be a full-on shield, so it's neater. Then, of course, all that money.
Yeah, I don't like as far as loot, magic weapons and stuff go. I really don't need anything weapon or armor wise, so I just take whatever's left over.
Okay. Oh, and
Plus all the cash.
right, and if Kaison were there, I'd let him know the thing that I'm giving him.
So Naivara goes off, sets
You
up
rang?
kind of her own tent, and kind of begins studying some books. While you guys are in the midst of talking, Kibble does sit down and kind of start preparing a meal. He brings out a lighter luncheon of breads, dried fruits, dried meats, and what looks to be some cheese spreads that are all set out on a table for you to enjoy. As he's finishing up on that, he eats a little bit and then pulls his lyre to strum a melody while you guys are resting. For any that are doing a short rest, feel free to take an additional 1d8 and 1d6 for Kibble's cooking and singing.
Kaison, I hand you a potion of hill giant strength, since I won't be needing it.
Go ahead and rest and recover my spell slots.
Alrighty.
All 2 of them.
I mean, I got all my spell slots back.
Yeah, this Arcane Archer is a weird middle ground of underwhelming and awesome.
I feel
like
that
all-
about most characters I end up
Because
playing.
like all the cool stuff you can do, you get back on a short rest, so there's no reason to like hoard abilities. But at the same time, you just have so limited abilities.
Well, as a fighter, you can increase your potential with feats.
Yeah, I could. Or I could do what I did and just boost stats so that when I hit level 10, I have a 20 dex, 20 intelligence. That's the other
I mean,
option.
you can also do that while still taking feats.
Not really.
There's a lot of feats that boost your dex and intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but not at the same time.
No, but you can still achieve it that way.
But
Nah.
that's for better saved for post game.
Yeah, I was just making a comment. Like, I've noticed it's very weird mix, this class.
Okay.
For anyone thinking of playing one.
So anything you guys need to do in the midst of your rest?
Like I said, gave Kaison potion of hill giant strength in case you want to pop that at some point. Be attuning to the belt. Sounds like end of list.
What was the other items we had? Just so I know what is out there.
We got a +2 light hammer.
Mhm.
We got a necklace of animated shield. 5 regular healing potions. A potion of water breathing, and an elixir of oil of slipperiness. You said.
Yep.
Okay.
And then you guys gave Nyx the necklace of prayer beads.
Right.
What does the animated shield do?
Basically, if you're able to wield a shield, you can speak the command word, and it pops out a shield that floats around you, but keeps your arm free for up to 1 minute.
Oh. Is it attunable?
Yeah. Well, what the DM said, because there's like an actual physical animated shield, and then there's this.
So it functions just like a regular animated shield, but this particular version is kind of a small pendant that when you activate its magic, it shoots out a kind of force barrier that makes up the size of the shield.
Oh, do I have to attune it?
It does require attunement.
Yeah, I don't know if I could then. That would seem useful, but...
You can have up to 3.
Okay, well, how many do I have? Are the gloves of arrow catching attuned? I have
Consult
no
the book
idea.
of armaments.
I have no idea what's actually attuned. I know I'm currently attuned to the warning halberd
I warned you.
because we didn't see any reason to not have it attuned to somebody so that we could.
The gloves of arrow catching. Gloves of missile snaring are attuned.
Okay, so I can only attune one more thing, I think.
Right, but the point is that you can attune one more thing.
All right, I'll attune that if nobody else wants it.
Yeah, I've got some bracers, so after a while it starts getting a little bit ridiculous. Plus I've got my attunements, so
Yeah, if no one else wants it, I'll take it.
If I really need to, I've got a +2 shield.
Be helpful when I get, into melee when I occasionally do.
Or just in general if they have ranged fighter.
That is true, because it does free my hand, so I can still use my bow with it, can't I?
So you can have an edge in your inevitable grudge match with their archer.
Yeah, I'll take it.
That is what happens. So Thank you, Misaki, for casting dancing lights. It's now very pretty in this chamber.
No problem. I was playing with the sheet and it went off.
You hate it when my dancing lights go off.
Hmm.
You do that too much, you'll go blind.
It's true.
I won't go blind. You'll go blind.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna add that here.
Sorry about that.
So you guys know more about this area than I do, since I just got here this morning.
I mean, there's nothing to know. We've been slowly clearing our way through, waiting for the inevitable Drow ambush because they'll betray us eventually.
Yeah, it looks like it wasn't the drow that were ambushing.
I mean, do you really know for sure? Did you get a good look at their faces?
It was explained to us by a guy that I trust. They're undead. Also, there's piles of bodies. You can look at them yourself.
Nah, I don't trust it. There's too much drow trickery down in this part of the world.
Well, we do let the dwarves know what we found, and ask if there's any particular issue with us taking the stuff that's in the mausoleum, or.
Well, I'd say that if the dead opt to rise, I wouldn't do it. Maybe protect it if such, especially being a temple.
Right.
If
We're
they
trying to be
don't,
respectful.
then I don't see a problem with it.
Okay. I mean, you guys feeling like going all the way back down there and seeing if we can take them?
You mean going back down and asking the dead for permission to take their magical weapons?
I think it's more of the try to take it and see what happens. And at that point, I don't think we're asking. I think we're earning them.
I was gonna say, it seems to me if they're dwarves, they very much like to make sure their stuff goes to people who are worthy. So I got a feeling it's going to be a fight no matter how polite we ask.
So about this point, you all feel a not too unfamiliar tremor beneath your feet. The dwarves
Is
go.
it another purple worm?
The
I
dwarves
look
go
at
near motionless and almost hold their breath.
Ark looks at the rest of the group, points at one of the big chunks of purple worm scale. That.
Probably.
Fine, and I pull out the maul.
After a few moments, the tremors subside.
It has friends.
Or it found something more interesting to eat.
Forgot that it left the oven on at home.
Do we maybe want to walk away from camp? If it's going to try to jump up, might want it to not go where our food and equipment is. Just a thought.
What happens if we're not here when one shows up?
I don't mean too far away. I mean just like let's not have it pop out like right on top of all of our stuff.
Oh, no, I understand. I was putting in the hypothetical. We're somewhere else. These guys are here. One comes out and says hi.
Okay. So if we just stay here and guard the cart, what does that accomplish?
Nothing. I didn't know. I look at I turn and look at the rest of the dwarves that are forward base. I'm like, one of these things comes out where we're gone. Can you take it?
Oh, Lord, no.
Are you sure you don't want to relocate?
Well, unless you've got somewhere better for us to sit.
Unfortunately, it's the Underdark. It is a burrowing critter. Where exactly do you propose to sit that a burrowing critter may or may not show up?
I mean, we could move them to that temple. It seemed otherwise undisturbed except for the cave-ins, and there's only one way. There's really only one way in from there, and the rest just dead ends. So they could more easily fortify it.
But It burrows through stone. What was that temple made of?
Hmm.
Stone.
Could be adamantium line for all we know.
They could also possibly activate those statues to help them fight it.
So it has dinner on the go. What I'm telling you is there is no safe place.
Okay. So I don't see the point in staying here if our whole point is we have to keep going forward. So unless you're going to have if you can't take it, here's what I suggest to do, I don't see the point of the conversation.
Well, if it were a place that could be easily gotten in and out of, I would suggest that we pick up the camp and move it farther in. But this is probably the most hospitable spot we run into for making a base camp.
Okay.
We might put some effort into figuring out what we can do to draw those things away from our base camp.
Which is what I was suggesting in the first place when you tried to correct me, so I don't know what's happening now.
I thought you were suggesting that we move everyone here to...
No, I was suggesting that we, the party, walk over there, so if it's going to pop up, it pops up where we are and not where our stuff is. I thought I made that clear.
I
don't
didn't
think
follow
it's
it.
where we're standing that draws it. I think it's noise and vibration.
Right, so if we walk away from everything, it'll hear us walking over there and want to go over there. Well,
Okay.
I don't know how to put that more simply that we're suggesting the same thing.
My
we're
question
going to
that
tell all of the dwarfs that are currently working on a base camp to stand still and be quiet.
The base camp they've already established for several days?
Yeah, but they have to move and be here, unless you just assume that they stand here and not breathe while we're gone.
They could stand still for 10 minutes while we walk in a different direction, so if that thing is still in the area and active, it will follow our noises.
Draho's going to start stomping loudly across the room and yelling. Because he doesn't know what anyone wants to do, but he's tired of waiting.
You all see Draho do this.
is he at least heading back down into Sarbreen?
Yep.
Sweet.
If something comes within 30 feet with intent to harm, I'll know about it.
Looks like we lost an arc.
Uh-oh.
Arc down! Arc down! Okay.
I'll go stomp with Draho.
I mean, I understand what Ark was saying about moving away so it doesn't pop up. I had posed a question asking what would happen to them if we were down exploring and the thing came out up here.
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking about their safety as we were not being here.
I understood that part of it, yeah.
My suggestion was going to be maybe that those screamer mushrooms could serve a purpose for being able to draw the monster away from our camp without us having to be stomping around on the move all the time. Because I don't think it's hunting us specifically.
Did they go off if you shot an arrow into them or just by proximity?
I cannot remember.
Neither do I. That's why I asked.
I don't think we touched them. But the dwarves seemed to know about them. We could suggest maybe they harvest some and transplant them to a set location away from camp.
Well, the other question is how many of them have been to the Underdark?
That is an excellent question.
This could be a mute point if more of them have been down here. They know what to do, and we can stop our cribble amongst ourselves.
Like I said, I say we just move on. If the camp gets attacked, they'll have to deal with it.
Oh, and they do have,
Suppose.
at the moment, Naivara and Fenrir.
This is true.
That'll be all right.
Sure, let's go get into trouble. The lordling seems to be leading the way.
Yeah, I got the staff I got the polearm that warns me of danger.
All right. So you guys start winding your way back through the caverns as you end up coming back into the area with the three dwarves kind of fountain. You notice that kind of new pile-in has happened over that area that allowed you into that temple, but a portion that was kind of made in a fashion to where you couldn't go through has receded.
No warning from the spear.
Not as of yet.
Approach cautiously. Because I got a feeling this is a trap.
So, you kind of move down the pathways, maybe a few dozen yards, and then ahead you can see what was once blocked by that rubble as another small pathway that leads for a bit and opens into sort of an archway that had once been either a wall or potentially a doorway to a building.
Oh, okay. I guess keep advancing to get closer, but be careful about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just waiting for, I'm slowly approaching while I wait for the alarm to go off.
So, within the kind of open wall, it seems to be a door that opens into a small building. But just a few feet away from that wall, you can see a door sitting kind of face up that is blackened and scarred with kind of small sections missing. Looks like it might have been a fire at some point that happened. Peeking into that room?
Yeah, I'll peek, but very cautiously.
All right.
Really wish we had super dark vision back.
Peeking into the unlit room, beyond the doorway, you can see what might have been a shop. Scorch marks and blackened husks that were once cases, and shattered pottery litter the room. Much has been engulfed in ash, though it looks like the fire was not so hot as to be capable of melting the stone. Along the back wall, you can see a set of stairs leading down.
So there was a fire in this room? Explain that again. Make sure I heard that correctly. I think my headset was cutting out because didn't make sense to me.
So basically it's a room that has counters and things that are just kind of blackened due to some sort of fire. There's a stairwell in the back.
Okay, so it was the black. I thought that's what you said, but in my mind, I thought you said a fire black, and I'm like, so there's black fire?
No.
That's why I was confused for a minute. I'm like, that is definitely something I don't want to approach.
No, so it looks like there had been a fire at some point.
Gotcha. Okay,
kind
that
of like
makes
you
more
had seen
sense.
in another section of the market.
Okay, well, I'm gonna signal back to everyone else to follow me and head down the stairs. Let's hope we don't have a what do you call it? Wait for the warning system. At this point, Draho's just slowly advancing, waiting for the inevitable ambush.
Okay. Let's see. Misaki, as you guys are moving down towards that stair, you notice that tucked underneath the counter in the back, the counter itself is sitting at an angle. There seems to be a small merchant's coin box.
Like the last one we saw?
Very similar.
So, kind of peel off and walk over to it.
Okay. Looks like basically just a small box, maybe about a foot wide by 3 or 4 inches tall, and then maybe 6 to 8 inches thick. Made of some form of iron, metal, a bit rusty, definitely blackened due to the fire that had happened previously.
Pull it out. Was there anything else in the area?
Not there. Everything else seems to be mostly ash.
Okay. I'll pull it out and I'll walk back to the group. They keep moving, or part of them pause as I broke rank.
Okay. Ark just let me know that he's having some technical issues, so we'll just keep continuing.
Okay.
Okay. I would not have noticed you break off because I'm too busy looking forward. So
Right.
unless someone else wants to stop me, I'm going to keep advancing with that hope that you guys are behind me.
All right.
Anyway, I'll come.
Lordling,
Huh?
perhaps you should wait for the rest of us.
Yeah. Where'd the cleric go? Did we get ambushed? Did my spear not work? Is this thing broken? I'm going to take the halberd and tap it against the wall. Just to see if it's broken.
I mean, I walk back to the line with the box.
So as you tap the wall, you get kind of a nice ringing sound out of the halberd.
It seems to be working. I'm gonna put it back across the assumably I wouldn't be carrying it on my back. I'd just be using it like a walking stick and then throw it on the ground in combat, because that's what I do with magical weapons.
Are there any sticks or pieces of wood on the ground?
Mostly flame scarred wood. So various different like counters, shelves, cabinetry. Pieces of that have been like scarred and have fallen off.
Okay.
So functionally, yes, you can find one. They'd be wood hardened or fire hardened at this point.
That's fine. I just want a small piece of wood that's maybe 10 inches long.
Oh yeah, you can definitely find that.
All right, I'm going to find one of those and pick it up. And
All
then
right.
I'm going to exaggeratedly sneak up on Draho. While he's tapping his halberd on the
Wall.
Are you?
Does my
making
halberd go off?
Any attempt to be sneaky about it?
Only half-heartedly.
Okay. Go ahead and roll
Does
a
the-
stealth at kind of disadvantage then.
I think I have disadvantage from my armor anyway, but
So double disadvantage. Roll 3 and take the worst. Isn't that how it works?
No, unfortunately not.
It'd be great if it could.
Oh, natural one.
It like quadruple.
All right.
Oh, nice.
So you definitely notice Nick sneaking up behind you. The halberd doesn't actually go off though.
Well, I'm going to very loudly explain it must be broken and then spin around pointing the halberd at her. Hey, get back. Get back. And sort of poke like you're poking at a bear.
I will feign surprise and drop my makeshift knife.
Ah, I knew it. I knew it. You were waiting for a chance to get me. I thought so. You didn't think I'd be that crafty, did you? You thought I wouldn't see you sneaking up on me. I never drop my guard around the drow.
It was about as crafty as your attempt to hide a knife in your sleeve, but
I didn't need to hide a knife. I got this now. What's this called? Stay a long knifed spear distance away from me.
Hey, Kibble.
Yeah.
As I shake the box in my hands, I found a box. Should we look and see what's inside?
Oh yeah.
Don't encourage his loot. I would say loot goblining, but it's actually loot kobolding.
I'm not encouraging anything. You're the one that created the monster.
So he comes wandering over and kind of peeks at it. I don't think it's trapped. It's probably locked though.
Go to lift it open. Is it locked?
Yeah.
That would be a good assumption.
It's a cash box. Those are almost always locked.
That's why I called you over before I even attempted to open it.
Oh, and he pulls out his thieves' tools. I got these.
Let's do it.
All right.
He has universal keys.
and as you're holding it, he just kind of sticks a hand in and under between your hands, turns the thieves' tools slightly, and you hear a click.
Okay.
Easy one.
Gotta like it.
Mm-hmm.
Open box.
Only because I'm paranoid with the drow, and I remember last time we opened the box easy and things went south. I think I should at least roll a perception to see if I notice what the heck they're doing, because I am going to stop this
Go for it.
in its tracks. But I'm currently busy fighting for my life against a drow.
Go ahead and roll perception at disadvantage.
I figured as much. So, what does a... Oh, wait, I didn't roll perception. It rolled regular d20s.
That's okay. Take the 2, add your perception bonus.
So that'd be 6.
6. So you see it just at the last moment as Misaki's already opening the box.
I'm on a scream, no! And start running to the box. But obviously not going to make it.
So
Could have been a
Misaki,
19.
inside you find 10 platinum, 10 gold, 50 silver, 100 copper, and there's a small folded cloth that looks like it's maybe rough sackcloth.
Okay.
Ew.
It's just folded, or it's folded around something.
If you pick it up, it definitely feels like there's something inside it.
Okay. I will pick that up. And like the rest of the coinage should probably go with the rest of the party coinage for now.
Okay.
Yep.
And then I will carefully unravel the sackcloth.
Within, you find a very small emerald cut to resemble a heart.
Anything,
Not like a beating heart type, but like,
The
Valentine
shape.
heart.
Yeah.
I was just about to ask you to clarify how morbid this is.
And is there anything on the cloth?
There is not. It's basically sackcloth. Like from the smell of it, even though it's old and musty, having been in that box, it still smells slightly of grain and coins.
Okay. Kibble, does this trinket seem powerful at all, or just a cut stone?
Oh, I think it's just a jewel.
Okay. That should probably go into party treasure too.
I can
I
always.
mean, we've already got a guy investigating some unusual gems we have, so, I mean, what's a couple more gems on the list?
I examined the parchment that was wrapped around the jewel to see if there is, in fact, a charcoal drawing of a naked lady.
There is not. Just a rough cloth sack.
You disappoint me, sir. Disappoint me.
I have that planned for later. You're giving away secrets.
He's got disappointment planned for later. So how many other stalls are then in this market, and should we, as we've stopped, peruse them?
Within the area, so post the tremor, that path that you had been through is no longer there. This current path just led up to this kind of open space into this shop.
Okay. So this was the only new part.
Correct.
Okay.
And
Anybody want to do some snooping before we move onward? I don't trust anything at this point.
I don't really need to.
Anyone want to go find some more boxes to open against the better judgment of the party leader?
You didn't say anything.
Because I didn't think people would just go opening boxes after the dragon incident.
What incident?
The what?
When we all got trapped in the dragon box.
I wasn't here for that. Sounds
No,
amusing.
you weren't.
Was that the box that I was carrying around that you guys fell out of?
Yes.
That I walked up to and didn't see, and I didn't know?
Yes.
So,
That's your
onward.
point. You're very reckless with boxes you don't understand.
Don't we all like to play with boxes?
No, that is foolish talk that leads to death. From now on, don't open anything unless we have it properly examined, especially if it's easy to open.
Well, I do believe we looked at it first before opening it.
Yeah, we looked at the other one first, too.
Okay, down the hole.
So, with Misaki heading down the stairs, you find the makings of a small storage area. Whatever fire happened above did not find its way down. Open crates and barrels show empty glass vials, empty potion bottles, and a number of decayed remnant piles. A small work desk is littered with potion crafting tools, empty potion bottles, and a drawer that's pulled open from the desk. Along with that, there seems to be an additional stairwell heading upwards.
Search the desk.
Okay. So as you walk up to the drawer from kind of your vantage point, it seems to be empty at kind of that basic angle, but kind of getting down just a little bit, you're able to see a small vial capped with a bit of silver at each end with something arboreal resting within it.
Whoa, hold up. Arboreal means, make sure I know the word I'm thinking.
Like a tree bark.
That's what I thought it meant. That's why I was confused. I was like, are you saying there's like freaking flora in it?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to gently pick it up.
All right. As you pick it up, the small vial with the tree bark within it seems to be in some form of like suspended liquid. The tree bark shifts in size and form, but doesn't seem to press up against the container. You turn it over lightly in your hand, and you notice a small stylized engraving of a single rose. Its petals are made of inlaid rubies. Encompassing that rose is a circle of broken chain links.
I've got to inspect them. Just keep fiddling with stuff gingerly.
Okay. Aside from that particular engraving, as you're moving it around, that bit of tree bark seems to continuously point to like wherever you're holding or your shoulder if you've got your bow shouldered.
That's weird. I'm going to set the tree bark thingy down.
Okay.
And I'm going to, on the floor, and circle around it slowly. Does it turn with me?
It does.
Does it like lift up to point, or is this like a compass just spinning?
It's literally the tree bark within it. It just kind of fiddles and changes shape and size and continues to press towards wherever your bow is at.
Huh. Shake it.
The bark itself doesn't seem to wiggle within it, but the water that's around it, you can see it kind of shimmer slowly and kind of in a golden yellow hue.
I bet this is a slime. This is some sort of slime. Just put this in a... Hand this to Kibble and say, Kibble, don't open this, put it in your bag.
Okay. And you see him pick it up, and he puts it in a side pouch of one of his backpacks.
Excellent. And what else did I find? There was the weird jar and the...
Beyond that, there are crates and barrels that are loaded with like empty potion bottles, empty vials, and decayed remnants of what probably were either medicinal herbs or something that was used to make potions.
Okay, so the herbs are no good, but how many vials and bottles can I reasonably collect out of this?
Hundreds. So it depends on how many you want to take.
Take them on the way out.
Yeah, I was going to say, actually, I can pile all the boxes up in one corner nice and neat. And I'm going to make a mental note of them to send the dwarves down to get them when we go back to camp.
As you're piling them up, Kibble comes over with a bag and he kind of stretches it and is like,
Yeah, that works. Good thinking, Kibble. I'm just going to start unloading boxes into it.
Okay.
I can use these when I get back to town. I got purposes for them.
All right. So with that, you've collected, say, 250 regular vials.
Yes.
And 225 potion vials.
How many do I already have in inventory so I know if I need to add more? Got 9 in inventory. Let's just take 11 out of that. Put me up at 20.
Okay.
Draho, can I look at that vial before we move along?
Oh, the possibly a slime pretending to be a stick in water?
Sure. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, okay. I might ask Kibble to bring it out and show it to him.
Okay. He reaches into that side pouch, pulls it out, and hands it over to Misaki.
All right. Looking at the etching, the design that was on it. History check, religion check to recognize any of the symboling on it.
History. And Draho, as you looked at it as well, go ahead and give me a history at advantage.
Right. I didn't even think to analyze this stuff. I was more concerned with what was in it. Hey, actual
Nice.
20.
So, both of you know that it would have been from a noble house from Mithranor.
Oh, which house? Do I know the house or just...
Yep. The Lordship of the Silver Rose.
Silver Rose. How powerful were they?
They were fairly up there, maybe 2 or 3 steps removed from the specific royal family of the time.
Huh. Why would they have a slime bottle down here in a dwarf ruin?
All right, and I've still got this in my hand, and you said it's drawn towards Draho's bow.
It is.
Is it, if I walk by any of the other party members, does it attract anything else?
It does not.
Draho, where did your bow come from?
Oh. Where did I get this bow? Because I know we found several magic bows. Where did I get this bow, Kedro?
That's a good question that you'd have to remember.
Because I know the one in the catacomb went to Fenrir. He got the first one because I didn't need it.
Correct.
Can't remember where I got this one. Which totally fits Draho. He wouldn't know where he got it from.
All right.
I don't know. I assume... wait, no. I do remember one thing. It is a bow of elven make because I do remember specifically being told it was elven design.
All right. Can I see the bow?
Come from Mithranor?
Yeah, let me see your bow.
I will hand you the bow.
I'm going to examine the bow for markings related to anything that matches.
Doesn't have anything that specifically matches, but it is exceptionally well crafted. Magical runes on it, and very elvish filigree added to it.
Okay, I hand the bow back.
Back on my back. So, what do you want to do? You want to open the jar and see what it does to the bow?
Not down here. If we do that, I'd rather do it when we're back at camp and not hinder your use of your bow.
Fair point.
So, do you mind if I just slip this in my pouch so I don't have to worry about it breaking in Kibble's pack?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
I don't care where it goes, as long as it doesn't get out and eat everything.
So I will put it in my side satchel.
All right.
The green one.
Sounds good.
Okay. So that's this room. That leaves us a different stair going up.
How many relics of Myth Draenor do you have to collect before you have a claim on the throne? Just for future reference, should my homecoming prove to be rather misfortunate in that I'm still banned.
Technically only one, specifically the Blade of the Elven Lords.
Yeah. Okay. Just saying, like, I know in some parts of Europe you can, like, buy a lordship by owning a lot of noble crap, so.
That is true. There are also other countries where you can get it for only $25.
Yeah, but it's usually very cold.
True, but they also plant a tree for you. It's very cute.
That's nice.
If you ever see Lord pop in front of my character name in here, you'll know what happened.
Christmas is coming up, by the way, guys. Just a heads up.
So, where do you guys want to head?
I would imagine we're going to approach the other set of stairs, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Let's head that way, me leading with my warning halberd out.
All right. It brings you up to kind of a cellar set of doors that are set atop where the exit to that stairwell would be.
Okay. Once again, peek up very carefully to make sure nothing's gonna jump us when we come through the door.
So as you're attempting to push, there's quite a bit of weight on it. Go ahead and give me a strength athletics check.
Really? Really, you gotta play me like this? 12.
Yeah, that'll do. So you're pushing up, and it's got that restraint placed upon it. But as you get it up just enough, you can feel some of that restraint fall off, and it makes a loud, clattery sound. But above, you can see what looks to be a slightly open pathway made up of, like, basically a tunnel that's not carved out of rock, but the rocks have fallen in such a way that it's created that tunnel.
Does it look stable from this distance?
At the moment, yes.
Okay. I am going to warn everyone. Looks like there was a collapse or something, so be careful up here. We might have a rubble collapse. Don't touch anything. Don't poke any rocks. Don't pick anything up.
Don't tap any halberds against the stone wall.
Well, I mean, this thing's possibly broken, so. Because it didn't warn me the drow was coming up behind me with a knife.
Clearly working exactly as it's expected to.
So, I will then lead forward again.
All right.
What happens in that hallway?
So you end up moving down that path, and it very quickly ends abruptly in another large pile of rubble. Though that same pile seems to have collapsed its way through the wall of another building. Even from here, you can see a rather large space recessing behind the crumbled wall.
Can we inspect it safely?
Okay. So within the dark space, you make out barrels along one wall, a variety of counters covered in bowls of all sizes, some large whisks, measuring cups, and other assorted kitchen implements. At the right end of the far wall is a door, and along the wall to the left, there's a large fireplace.
So we got doors on the right, fireplace on the left. Fireplace isn't lit.
It is not.
I want to inspect the fireplace, see if there's anything shady about it.
We're able to go into the room, or we can see into the room through the break.
So you can see into the room through the break, but it is large enough for you to kind of auto-defenestrate through its little window space.
Okay, yeah.
So we can shimmy through and go in.
You can.
Okay.
Yeah, and I want to check that fireplace, make sure there's, nothing nefarious going on there.
So there are some ashes within the fireplace. Above that is kind of your standard large roasting spit, and from it hanging is a exceptionally large cauldron, almost the size of like a full dwarf.
That's a big cauldron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This must be like a dining hall where people eat in mass. Is the flute pulled so that, if somebody lit a fire, smoke could escape this room?
Which direction would you like to pull that flue?
I want to just look up in there to see if it's closed or not.
From your angle, it's dark enough that you can't quite see whether or not it's opened or shut.
Okay, then I'm going to pull it one direction, see if I see anything fall, put it to the other.
Okay. So as you pull it the first time, there's a kind of small plume of dust that rolls out from it. With that, you figure that the flue is now open.
Okay, so leave it that way then. And look back up there just in case, something's lodged up there.
Does not seem to be, but is awfully dark. There may not be an exit.
At this point in time anymore.
That is curious. I am curious if it has an exit, because if that's the case, then... Yeah, you know what? It's not important. If the smoke gets us, the smoke gets us.
Do you plan on lighting a fire?
Well, I wanted to make sure, because this room is so very much in a collapsed area, I wanted to make sure if fire does happen, like the fact that our party likes to fireball stuff, there's somewhere for the smoke to escape to. That's all. Thinking of our usual combat tactics.
Anything else in this room?
So searching through the room then?
Yes.
All right. Scrounging through the cupboards and drawers, you find a large number of pots, pans, whisks, and other kitchen accoutrement. The one thing does catch your eye. In one of the drawers is a mask made of a thin sheet of somewhat tarnished silver in the shape of a dour-looking male dwarf face, though in place of the eyes are a pair of large, oval amber stones.
That seems suspicious. Detect magic. Let's have Kibble look at it.
Well, did everybody come into the room with us, or was it just the two of us?
Party?
I was saying, did Draho, were you and I the only ones that came in here, or did we get followed by anybody else?
Good question. Did anyone come in with us?
I'm with you.
Okay. Nix?
Yeah, came in there with you.
Okay. Wanted to make sure we didn't go in alone, because...
Well, you'd run away from me before anything could happen. That's why I wanted to know.
Yeah.
I know how you operate. You leave me.
Actually, Draho would never leave someone behind. I, on 2 occasions, have contemplated that I would have to charge through enemy lines to grab a downed person.
No, but
that didn't
you'd
happen.
go to the other side of the wall and start shooting arrows in.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't get close to it. That's stupid. Have you seen me with a sword?
No.
I have a feeling I would be an exception.
Anyway, Kibble, here's a thingamabob that probably is something for you to look at.
He reaches out for it.
I hand him the mask.
He starts kind of doing his muttery chant now that it's been quite a bit. It doesn't look magical. And then he puts it up to his face, but of course, because of the snout, it doesn't fit right. And tries looking through the eyes. But it's
Trying
really
it on.
pretty.
I'm going to take it back from, quit trying it on, Kibble. This is how we get stuck in boxes, and this is how people get trapped underwater.
Draho, why don't you look through it and see if the amber changes anything about the room?
All right, I will hold it up in front of me, but not put it on my face and look through the eyes.
So looking through the oval amber stones does give you a different kind of perspective. The world kind of rounds out, shades in yellow, even through kind of your dark vision, since you guys don't have an actual fire lit. Nothing in the room seems to stand out with it on, though.
Huh. That is weird. It makes everything yellow. I mean, that's not weird considering it's amber, but it's weird that it is noticeably yellow. Anyone in the party not have dark vision right now?
Not currently.
Wow. They just give that stuff away like candy in 5th edition.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know whether this grants dark vision to people.
Or starlight or whatever.
Yeah. It doesn't impede your vision when you look through it. It just makes everything a different color from my usual grayscale to yellow.
Yep, and seems to give you a bit wider of a perspective.
I will put it on and hope for the best. See what's the change.
It's almost disconcerting in the way that the world looks. It's like looking through kind of like a fisheye lens. If you walk around a little bit, everything seems both a little bit more near and a little bit too far due to that perspective. It's very
okay. I am going to, because that seems weird, have somebody light a torch and look at the torch directly. See if maybe it's something to protect our eyes from brightness.
Does seem to kind of diffuse the light that's coming through it.
I think this thing's made to protect you from bright flashes of light and so forth. That's what it seems like, at least. Definitely makes everything weird. Can I shoot properly with it? I'm going to try and test arrow at something, put something over on the wall. You know what? One of those vials from Kibble's bag of our 250.
Okay.
Put it on the wall and see if I can shoot it.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Do I get disadvantage or anything?
You don't.
Okay. Now if I miss, I can say that it affects your depth perception. I don't need to fancy shoot it, do I?
Just shoot it.
Yeah. 17.
You're able to hit it.
Ah. Well, it does not affect your vision. Just makes everything weird and protects against bright lights. Anyone want it?
Not at the moment.
Seems kind of strange, so not right now.
Kedro, was there anything in the cauldron?
Remnants of something that was in there. Potentially old food that had gone so bad it had attracted maggots, which then ended up dying in it.
So old petrified dust at this point.
Pretty much.
Okay. It can stay there. And you said there's a door?
Correct.
Okay.
We sure Kibble can't do anything with that?
It doesn't fit very well. I mean, I can strap it on. It'll look neat.
That's okay.
I'm just assuming that the thing is probably protect you from bright light.
Cosplay is still a thing, even in Faerun.
So if that's the case, I mean, anyone's welcome to use it, but we elves naturally are good at seeing in both dark and light, so it's pointless to me. We have very, very advanced advanced eyes for most races. You wouldn't understand with your normal eyes.
I kind of look sideways at Draho as he's doing this.
It's a superior high elf genetics.
I kind of point to the other door.
Yeah, I'll head that way next. So I'm going to grab my halberd and walk to that door.
All right. Seems a fairly flimsy door. Opening it up, it exits onto a rather thinner kind of street that seems to have suffered much the same destruction as the prior path that you were down. Almost no buildings remain with doors facing this street, and the pathway seems to be leading you in a direction that's perpendicular away from the main thoroughfare that you were traveling on before.
So there's only one way we can go, or?
Seems so.
I'm going to pop out real gingerly and look around, make sure there's nothing about to jump us.
Not that you can see.
Not that I can sense within 30 feet either, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's the important thing. I know you're the kind of person who would be like, you said you were looking, you didn't say you were feeling.
No, I'm not that bad.
Well, I can't trust you. So I will step out and say, all right, guys, it looks like the coast is clear.
Use the full straw.
So continuing down that path?
Yep, continue down the path.
All right. As you've come to expect, many of the buildings along this path have been crushed by large chunks of stone and earth. Wandering up the path, you come across another door that is a good 100 yards from the old bakery. Aged but not diminished, a wooden door sits here resolute against the calamity that has fallen around it. And while the rubble encases the building, the thin street forward is blocked by yet another cave-in. Next to the door, you can make out an old rusty plaque in the shape of a clawfoot tub. A raised inscription on it says something in Dwarven.
The only person that speaks Dwarven is currently having technical issues, so...
This is true.
Where did our barbarian get to?
Probably ran back to make sure that the worm didn't attack the camp.
Yep, we're just going to say that Ark's back at camp with Fenrir and Naivara.
Try the door.
Yeah, I mean, we can't read the writing, so...
Okay. Opening the door, it seems to be leading you into a small grotto-like area. An almost sun-like light sits on the ceiling. A large circular piece providing enough light to cast the area in kind of a bright yellow glow. The floor is made of a rough stone, and pooling water sits in small puddles throughout the space. Huge pots house husks of long-dead trees, and there's a must and mildew scent in the space that's almost palpable. There is a large set of double doors that stand against an inner wall about 50 feet to your right. Flanking those doors are a pair of hulking skeletal creatures in the shape of axe beaks.
So, with the exception of the skeletal figures, given the sign outside, do I know what this building is for?
You have a good clue on what it is.
Okay.
This does not bode well.
Of course, the skeletal axe beaks are different.
Yeah, I don't like it. I feel like they're going to come alive and attack us.
Well, you've got the thingy.
Yeah, well, it doesn't tell me when everything sneaks up on me, so I can't trust it. And I will pointedly stare at Nyx.
What you're talking about?
Talking about it didn't sense malice from you when you were creeping up on me.
Whose fault is
So-
it that malice is presumed?
Are we seriously afraid of undead giant chickens?
Probably not. Are those the only doors and the only thing in the space?
Correct.
Okay.
So, what about this mask thing with the yellow?
So it's a
Room looking any
large kind
different?
of disc that's sitting up on the ceiling.
So, if we put on that little mask thing, does it look any different?
Shades the room in kind of that amber color, and of course gives you that fisheye view. But beyond that, nothing else seems to change.
Interesting.
Okay, I guess nothing lost unless we advance forward, so just don't trust it. I feel like this is too many rooms of nothing attacking us.
Well, then you walk forward and we'll go to those double doors.
That's what I'll do.
Okay. So, getting closer to those doors, you can see that there are pins and stabilization rods put into the place of the bones of the axe beaks. Though the bones themselves look almost pristine. No dust, no decay, a pure white sheen over every square inch. The doors themselves are large, iron, rusted kind of things that are easily 12 to 15 feet tall.
Okay, well, I want to inspect those bones a little closer now, because seems like everything in here is old except them.
Bone Inspector Draho.
Yeah. So getting in closer, they're exceptionally clean, almost magically so.
That's what I was about to say. Can I Arcana to see if I know
Go for it.
if this is some sort of magic? Ooh, 23.
It is. Basically, there's a perpetual spell placed on it that you've heard of before that archaeologists tend to use. It keeps the specimens clean and unaging through time.
Okay. So this is pretty par for the course for bone exhibitions.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. That's neat. I didn't think they would have... Well, you know what? They're dwarves. Of course they have that kind of technology. Don't know why I would question it. They are pretty much the only race that can compete with us when it comes to craftsmanship.
How rusted are the doors?
Rather. Like you see the streaks of rust almost entirely across it. Some kind of minor divots, but no full holes.
Push on a door.
So it opens and makes that kind of loud
Squeak.
as it does so. You can barely make out the room, though there is a dim light kind of pouring in from that disc outside, and you're able to make out two columns of pillars, each 6 deep, that hold the ceiling up some 30 feet. The walls seem to be covered in frescoes, though from this vantage point you can't quite see what everything is. There do seem to be several pits or pit-like structures within the room as well.
So it looks like everything's evaporated.
Potentially.
Push the
Like
door
this.
open enough for us to walk in.
All right. As you do, that light cascades in more from the disc outside, and you can see that the walls are covered in frescoes depicting various mountain scenes, all of which have some stylized water incorporated within the picture, including waterfalls, lakes, and even one where a mountain is surrounded by an ocean. The pits are actually several large tiled holes that are spaced throughout the room. There's a small doorway behind what looks to be a wooden reception desk near the rear of the room.
So we came in through the backside?
No, it looks more like the front, that they have their reception and the main bathing area all in the same space.
Okay, can I history or anything to know what, if any of these murals on the wall depict places or events
Go for it.
as opposed to just random art?
That did not work.
You are almost certain that every single one of those depicts something truly great as far as art somewhere in the world, though you can't quite place where they're at.
Really? Nat 1, I suddenly... Am I just going to start BSing? Oh, yeah, that's the Battle of...
Mm-hmm.
It clearly depicts that. I'm a cultured man. I know this art.
Are any of those Axbeak statuary things close to the water?
Nope, they're flanking the doors just outside.
Oh. I was going to see if I got one of their beaks, but if they'd start rocking back and forth.
Nice.
So all of the chambers are empty in the floor.
Oh, the like water pits?
Yes.
So kind of peeking through there, you can see that the once luxurious bathtubs are now filled with a layer of soft diatomaceous earth, which it itself is covered in a layer of dust.
I don't feel like digging through dirt.
Yeah, I don't either.
Especially dirt in a hole. Do we see... They had to be able to get the water in here somehow. Do I see controls anywhere?
Doing a full search of the room?
Yeah, because I'm going to be working my way towards the reception desk anyway.
Okay. So as you get to the receptionist desk, it's kind of a large granite podium thing, underneath which there seem to be some kind of rusted iron nozzles, on top of which there seems to be a large leather-bound book that sits open, though its pages are withered and decayed from the years of moisture that still sort of pervade the room. Looking at it, it seems oddly frumpy on one side.
Frumpy?
Yeah, like some of the pages are pushed up a little bit.
Examine.
So kind of touching your way through it, the pages crumble away. And hidden within what was there, you find a small iron key. Its grip shows the iconography of a robed figure holding a staff.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Do we know the robed figure? Is it just a generic figure, or is it somebody important?
Fairly generic, but go ahead and give me a religion check.
Well, religion, I don't have training in religion. Can I still roll?
You sure can.
Awesome. I'm just very smart. 17.
Okay. So you would think that it may be related to a couple different gods, potentially Mistra, potentially Azuth. Misaki, you're able to nail down the fact that it seems to be a representation of Azuth, as the hand that's being held up looks kind of like so, where it's either one or two fingers, I can't remember at the moment, pointed upward, and there's like a slight amount of blue flame wreathed around the hand.
So his symbol.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Do you know which deity it is? I can't seem to place it.
Probably a Zooth.
Huh, that was on the list somewhere.
But we don't see any type of locker room or anything like that.
Well, there is an archway that's behind that podium.
So that's the motion forward.
Yep, it seems to be the only exit from this room.
Okay, because you said the valves and whatnot look to be fairly rusted.
Correct.
Yeah, well, we're not going to try to turn something on that'll break and do God knows what.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Besides, they're not a nice cedar tub or natural hot springs. So why would we want to fill it?
Yeah. I'm okay with leaving it alone.
But you never know. Something could be down in that dirt.
It's been in dirt for all this time. Is it really worth it?
I mean,
I
noble
say
in
that
me
as
says the noble in me says no, but the person who doesn't have an infinite supply of money anymore says yes.
I say that as I'm heading towards the arch.
Can Kibble like mage hand his way through the dirt, see if there's anything in there?
He can, but the tubs are rather big, so it will take him quite some time.
Well, it's up to you guys.
I don't know if there's anything valuable in there. Yeah, I'm up for just ignoring the tubs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not up to playing in dirt.
So heading through the archway then?
Heading through the archway, let me see what is ahead there.
Okay. This seems to have once either been a lavish office space or potentially like a locker changing room. Though now it's little more than crumbled remains in most of the area. The walls have been destroyed, rubble and detritus litter the area, leaving little more than tight squeeze-throughs in some spaces before you.
Uh-huh.
So, is how much room is it before us exactly?
The room itself expands maybe 5-10 feet, and you see kind of all that garbage lying around from that particular cave-in. And then going into that cave-in, there's probably spaces that are 1, maybe 2 foot thick that you could easily slide sideways through.
Okay. Then I'm going to continue forward and slide on in.
Okay. So, squeezing through the rubble, you manage to come out into a slightly more open area about 15 to 20 foot forward. In the middle of this new space is a large hole opening within the ground of the floor that's maybe 15 to 20 foot down, with a hallway leading off into the distance from the other side. Dirt and stone mar the otherwise nice-looking stone floor that you can see down beneath that, within that hole.
So, what? See, here's the thing. I don't know if I should continue advancing, but you know what? How far is it? The floor? I'm trying to words.
From your space down to that space below is about 15 to 20 feet.
15 to 20 feet. I don't see anything dangerous down there or sense anything dangerous from my halberd.
Correct.
All right, gotta slowly climb down there, see what's in there.
So, working your way down in there, predominantly that room seems to be empty, aside from the tunnel leading off on that far end of the room.
I'm gonna tell everyone there's a tunnel down here. Gonna keep advancing.
Has everyone followed?
That's up to you guys. I've just been going ahead because I've got the warning system. I don't like it, but I'm doing it.
Well, let's. Kaison,
Yes, sir.
are you following down the hole?
If he leaves, I will follow.
He is leading.
Yep.
Let's go.
Okay.
I will head through the hallway then, or the tunnel, whatever you call it.
Working your way through the tunnel, you find yourself to kind of an intersection that turns a corner. The left passway continues, but at that corner, there's a door engraved with kind of a demonic-looking face. The maw of the face is filled with etchings of razor-sharp teeth, Its head is adorned in two curled ram-looking horns, just above two exceptionally pointed ears.
Is it like a demon, devil?
It looks it.
I'm gonna turn to Misaki, who's our local clergy, and be like, "Does that look like a famous demon or devil of any kind, or is that just generic?"
Religion.
Go for it. With that, you would assume that it could be a depiction of multiple different demons. The closest, though, aside from the odd-looking horns, would be Asmodeus.
Maybe Asmodeus, but the horns are off. Do I feel any ill intent or foreboding coming from the door?
You do not.
Is there a handle?
There is not.
Divine sense.
Nothing that would pop with that. No.
Nothing that would pop with,
Pop
that.
with that.
So there's something.
Well,
There is something.
have Kibble examine the door.
Yeah, make sure it's not magically or mundanely booby trapped.
He points out that it is definitely magical. There's something magical about it. I'm not touching that one.
Smart. See, we're learning. We're learning as a group. So it's clearly magical. I'm gonna take
Well,
this.
Does
I'm
it
gonna take
look
the
like it has
halberd
a
of warning
hole?
and poke it.
Yes,
Not
that's what.
evil. No.
Does it look like it takes a key?
It does.
Does the key that I found fit?
It does. And as you get close and kind of slip the key in, this odd intonation echoes through the room. Only one may enter.
Who's going to enter?
Uh-oh. Lexi redeemed force reroll. What kind of reroll are you looking for there?
Oh no.
Yes, Stewie.
Is it Asmodeus? I've always said Asmodeus.
So I've always said it too.
Either which way. Tomato, tomato.
It
I
doesn't.
disagree.
but
There's
it's-
only
but
one
Stewie-
way to say it, and everyone else just says it like a jerk.
But Stewie's
Here's the deal.
pun in the song, though. That's why.
The pun doesn't work though. If it's,
The god requires worship, regardless of how you pronounce the name. If it's going the right direction, he does not care.
Fair enough. Okay, so we know this is obviously involved with some sort of demon lord. Everyone for sending Misaki?
Oh, gee. Thanks.
Well, you seem the most competent at dealing with this kind of stuff. You identified it. I thought it was just some generic bone devil or something.
All
yeah, I can go.
right.
Reason.
Only one may enter, it says.
Mm-hmm.
Does the key turn?
It does.
Does the
I'm
door-
going. You're staying here with the key.
Okay.
Okay.
Best of luck, friend. If you don't come back, I'll miss you.
If he doesn't come back out, I'll send Draho in next.
What? No, you can't. I'm a noble. My vote's worth 2 more than yours. And I say no. I don't go.
There is no committee. Anyway, so we open the door.
Yep. Let me go ahead and get a map out for you.
Oh, great.
Keep the bathhouse. Sharing.
Oh, I have to solo this? Awesome.
Well, it did say only one may enter.
Did we just Thunderdome?
Something
Pretty
close
sure
to that.
we did, and Kaison's in the lead.
All right, that should start popping through.
Yep, I see.
I was gonna say I've got the tunnels. That's about it.
Yep.
So where?
The door is just north of Kaison by about 5 feet.
Okay. So if I was putting the key in,
Yep, you'd be one more north.
yeah, but it won't let me go up.
There you go.
There you go. There we go. Okay. So, and then Kaisen comes up and goes in after I open. Correct?
Yep. So, what you'll end up seeing, let's go ahead and expand that. Put that open. There we go. Kaisen scoots on in there. The door immediately shuts behind Kai.
Is the key still in it?
It is.
Okay. Take the key out. Put the key back in.
It does not allow it to twist at that point.
Oh.
I was hoping
So
maybe
somebody-
it was just one at a time.
So there's somebody in the room. So until he clears the room or comes out, we literally cannot send another person in.
Correct. And as he walks in, there is a light in the room. But the moment that Kai walks in, that light goes out.
Have fun storming the castle.
So what does Kai see in the room?
So there are actually no walls. Functionally, beyond the walls, where walls would be, is kind of a dark, recessed pit, which is what all that kind of blue on there looks like. So chunk it out like so.
Ooh.
Expand that a little bit
So
more.
it's like a platform.
Yep.
Oh, is he in space? Another dimension?
Doesn't feel like it, but it's dark within that area. You do, through your dark vision, you are able to see a pathway just to the upper left of where you're at.
He's got to cross the bridge to get the magical knife.
I want the knife.
I want to know what the trick is. Something's
Oh,
happening.
there's the ground. There's the ground.
Is there though?
Oh. I just want to repeat the line he says at the end of that scene.
We're not at the end of the scene.
I know,
Wait for it.
but I can't repeat the line from the
Wait
scene
for
anyway.
I want to know what's around that corner. Move forward, Kaisen. Be a hero.
I was gonna say he's soloing.
I
right
can
now.
be your hero, baby.
Yes.
Kedro, which part of this tunnel did we just come from?
The southern that leads down to the west.
Okay, so the stuff to the left of us here, we haven't been to yet.
Correct.
Okay. Hey, Draho,
Yeah.
there's more tunnel that we haven't seen yet.
You want to check it out?
I was going to say you can go check it out. You've got the warning stick.
That's a good point. I don't want to go alone. Kibble, come with me.
Okay.
We'll go down this way.
Important note for GM, I left my Raven outside the door.
Good to know.
All right. I assume you're going to do him, then me, since he's doing the thing inside the secret room.
Yep. So I've expanded the spaces that you guys should be able to see. Kai, that leads into a secondary platform. Draho, as you get to the end, starting at the very left portion of that tunnel, anywhere going north from that, you can the wall is only about a half wall, and you can see off the edges into that kind of pit of blackness. Likewise, you're able to see the section out to where Kai is at.
Oh, I can see Kai or just the section?
You can see Kai if you're, right about there.
Okay. I'm going to start waving and say, hey, you see me?
And you
Can I see and or hear him?
Yep, you sure can.
I will wave back.
Huh. Awesome. They can see me. So I'm going to say to Kibble, Kibble, go get the others and tell them to
Can
bring
the
key and
raven
come
fly over the wall to my location and back?
So as the raven attempts to, it slams into some form of magical barrier there.
Oh,
Good to know.
So I'm going to have Kibble go back and tell the rest of the party that we can watch Kaison's progress from this corner.
So he runs over here. Lord Draho found something. It's Kaison. He's on the other. We can see him. This way. And he
All right.
starts booking it the other way.
I put the key back in the thing so it's not stuck in the door.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess let's watch him progress. Oh, is there anything this way or?
Just kind of like open space. Let's go ahead and expand.
No benches or anything that we can sit on and watch the show?
Correct.
Dang. Okay, if that's the case, I'm just going to go up this way and follow his progress.
Alrighty. I'll expand that much out for you.
Awesome. I'm going to tell him the platform looks clear. Keep going.
Oh.
So as you move into that room, a light pops on.
Oh.
In true Draho fashion, look out, a light just came on.
Eddie.
Katie, I'm looking around the space where we're at. Does it look like there's seating areas in here?
I
It does not.
just asked because I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, this is a show that we're going to get to watch.
Spectator seating, and he's stuck in the gauntlet room. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
That's
I was
more
like,
generous than what I'm thinking. I'm waiting
bit.
for a halfling to jump on my shoulders and start screaming, 2-man enter, 1-man leave.
Yeah, well, only one man's entered, so
yeah,
I
mean,
can't
no
see the
man
other
leave.
end.
it's
It
true.
could be a Gronk that's been sitting in perpetual stasis waiting for this moment. Drops out of the field, realizes he's got like 200 years worth of a deuce that he has to wait to get this done with before he can come and have his con. It's a
That's
bad
very
day.
specific.
Oh,
Who said he's going to
actually,
wait?
I apologize. The way this works, that light stays on. The light that you just walked into, that one is the one that actually disappears.
Oh,
I'm a scream. Look out! The light turned off. Draho is helping.
We're surprised that Draho isn't complaining about leaving lights on in empty rooms.
no.
Are you kidding me? We got
It's
money
not
to
his
spare.
light, not his room yet, so...
Bingo. Even if it was, it's part of my noble heritage that I don't worry about things like the expenses on oil.
He has somebody else do that.
Yeah.
So you scoot up there. A light pops on.
There's a light. I'm going to stick with you as your friend.
As you pop back down there, that light pops back on.
The light's back. I feel like there's a
likewise,
pattern to
that
this.
light pops on.
Is there any markings on the walls anywhere that we've
Not that you
seen?
see. So with the fourth light popping on,
You have managed to summon the demon.
true. In the next room, you see this kind of burst of air form and coalesce, and it seems to be moving towards you.
Oh, I imagine it's grumpy too.
It is. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh, I don't want to.
I'm just going to go ahead and assume I can't hit it with an arrow.
If my bird can't go through, I'm fairly and reasonably certain that your arrow will not.
Well, I'm going to shoot a magic arrow at it and see it bounce off.
All right.
Just to confirm.
Well, with that, first roll initiative.
Oh, I can actually make... I was just doing it to test and see if I could actually get into the combat or if it'd be... Thump.
Essentially, we'll see on your initiative round.
Fair enough.
And for that matter, I'll go ahead and roll for Kibble just to get him in there.
Yeah, 22. I'm Twitch happy.
All right. Anybody else joining the initiative order?
Well,
Yeah.
go ahead and... As I see
just
Draho
in
kind
case.
of...
Ready my bow. Usual method. Arrow knocked, one between my teeth.
We see the angry thing.
Mhm.
How does this
Like this.
work?
You coming in next?
I don't know how.
Just pick up the D20, roll it in the
Chat
talking
window.
space on the left, and then let me know what your bonus to that is.
It's a 3 plus...
Your dex modifier, I believe. Yeah.
I know it's in the thing here, but I can't find where that is.
Looks like
Yeah, it's a
plus
plus
2,
three
if that's
dice.
correct.
Yeah, plus 3.
Okay, so total of 5. With that, both you and Kaison are on the same turn. Who wants to go first?
I'll go after.
Okay, so I'll
You're gonna
set you
volunteer to the guy who can actually be hurt.
Draho and Kibble also rode the same, so we'll drop Kibble down to a 21.
That's right.
All right, so top of the round, Draho, what would you like to do?
Well, something just popped up, so I'm going to do what Draho does best and twitchy panic shoot.
Okay, go for it.
Primitive lizard brain clicked in, and it was like movement, attack.
Believe we now know why the lordling was dismissed from court. Somebody snuck up on him and he shot him.
That'd be way more reasonable.
Just gonna start calling you Roland.
So
your arrow does fire out
Or
through
Leroy.
that magical barrier. In doing so, it kind of clatters out into the void beneath kind of the second set and third set of platforms there.
but it did go through.
It did.
Awesome. I'm gonna yell, "We can help!" and then fire again. Do 18.
That is a hit.
Yes. Time to take magic arrow. Wow.
Wow.
3.
Okay. You see a kind of puff as your arrow goes through it, and a chunk of its corporeal wind dissipates.
I'm gonna yell, "Use magic!" Then, because I don't know exactly what it does, I'm gonna back up. And, you know what?
Should I action surge this one or wait?
Purely up to you.
I'm gonna wait. See how combat goes. We might have more stuff later on that requires an action surge.
Okay. Any bonus action or final movement?
Just move back here, so I've got more distance from it, and yeah, that's gonna be it. No bonus action, no movement, no other movement.
Okay. That will bring us to Kibble's turn. Who will go ahead and scoot up some so he's actually in range.
Later.
He will hit. And another chunk of its air portion dissipates, bringing us to Misaki.
That's within range. Dex saving throw for it.
Okay. I'm gonna bet that a 10 is a failure.
Yeah.
Sacred Flame. So your
Yes.
radiant burst of fire comes from your hand, passes through that magical barrier, launches into it. You see crackling wind just dissipate within it, and then your flame goes out. Any additional bonus action or final movement?
That was my full movement to get to there. And no, I'll wait.
Okay. That brings us to the air elemental, who slides out over to the void and then comes up on Kaison, who will go ahead and get your opportunity to attack if you'd like, sir.
Stab the wind. Oh, it's already on heavy damage. I am glad I didn't waste an action surge.
Bom, 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 bom.
Yep, that'll be a miss on that. So it comes in.
I will have you know that ends a 5 crit streak on attack of opportunities.
Had to happen sometime.
Yep.
That's okay. Its first attack misses. Its second attack misses. And then it steps into your space and kind of swirls in this massive whirlwind. Go ahead and give me a strength saving throw. And with that, Kaison is thrown off into the void.
I would like to inspiration that.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
5% worse. To the void with you, sir.
Yep. Punt.
You find yourself momentarily falling and then back in front of the door.
Don't give up. Try again.
Yeah, he's got to come get the key.
No, you said you left the key in it.
No, I took the key out of the door.
And then,
Oh wait,
from the side.
Teddy.
Yep.
Look to stream.
Uh-oh. Another forced reroll. Go for it.
Hiya!
10% better than the last roll. Still no dice there. Lexi, did you want to use that earlier forced reroll currently, or would you like to hang on to that?
I am
Time's gonna
Kaison
give this
of
man
the
advantage.
failed save. This is now my moniker.
Eventually, he's gonna
Nope,
succeed.
Nope. I was told to look at a different chat. So within Discord, she is saying yes. Reroll. Reroll one more time, sir.
I got 3 more of these.
Bam!
Close, but still throwing into the void.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
That's a hell of a check.
This is a chunky elemental.
That means that check's
Oh,
probably.
and this
like-
is a check, not a save.
Any other forced rerolls?
And this isn't a spell effect, is it?
It is not. It is. It's pure body doing such.
How many times have we given an advantage now?
No, I've not been given advantage. I have re-rolled this thing 3 times, so a total of 4 rolls.
Let's try one more. Let's go.
All right, spend those points.
I like that this is where we're wasting them to keep him from having to come around and ask us for the key again.
Well, you know.
All right. With another 16 still falling into the void and appearing at that door.
Well, we
And
tried.
suddenly it feels like I just did this 4 times in a row. The parallel dimensions do not favor you.
And with that, the air elemental, no, he did not make it. I think there may be a 5th coming here.
Five times, 5 failures. Woo, another one. This is like when you keep dumping quarters in a slot machine.
Mhm.
Worse.
As we need to give up. This is
Yeah.
never gonna happen.
I do believe this is Paladin falls down the hole.
Can with that much, can't we just buy him the success at that point?
Evidently not.
We had them all up, but eventually.
I bet you guys would not actually believe that I have an 18 strength.
You really? Wow, that's sad.
Okay. So, with that then, the elemental does fall or dissipate on its own.
You want someone else to try it this time?
Does that mean the combat ended?
It did.
Well, having watched my friend just fall through the hole, I'm going to run back to the door, not knowing what happened to him.
I'm okay.
How'd you get over there?
It threw me
Oh,
like a dwarf.
yeah,
I
it
was
threw you
tossed.
real far.
Cannot cross
Well.
the distance.
Someone want to hand him the key to try again, or you want someone else to give it a go?
I came back over, put the key
Well,
in the door.
I don't have a good ranged weapon, so I can't help from the edge.
Good point. We definitely don't want me in there.
Yeah, that wind is strong.
I would have volunteered, but only as a token gesture, hoping that you would say no.
It's okay, Lordling. I feel like this gazebo. I must face this alone.
Open the door.
All right.
Yeah.
You turn that key. In goes Kaison. The door slams shut.
Okay. Key's still on the door.
It is.
Just leave that there. I might need it again.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
All right. Where you head first?
Try a different route this time. Maybe you triggered it last time, going that way.
That turns out that light. That light pops on. That light pops on.
Okay.
That light pops on.
I need a hero.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say.
That light pops on. And at that point, because I keep rolling 5s, not that encounter, that encounter.
Does that air elemental come back? Because I'm going to finish it off.
It does. But over here.
Hey, that one's healthy. That's not fair.
Respawn.
Yep. So, initiative.
This is so unfair. Of course, I'm not going first this time. Oh, nice.
All right, looks like everyone is in. Nix, you had a 22. I'm going to bump you to 23 so you can go first over the air elemental.
Oof.
Let's see. It's not damaged now. It's not kind of... This is what I was thinking of doing.
Were you going to toll the dead?
I was going to if my
Yes!
came up, yeah, but since it didn't.
That cantrip is so ridiculous.
Let's see. It would take my action to summon a weapon. So I'd probably skip that for now. How far away is it?
Well, it's 50 from me, so 45 from you.
45, 40,
Correct.
45, 50. I could shatter it. Why not? Let's throw a shatter at it.
All right, I believe that's a dex save.
Con save.
I was going to say it should be con because it's force damage.
Well, it rolls like Kaison. That's a 9.
Nice.
Is that going to be the new term when you botch that? I rolled like Kaison.
D8.
That is a mighty consternation kind of look, Kaison.
He'll get me back on Friday.
Oh, I'm sure. So 13 total.
Indeed.
All right. You see a small chunk of it poof out. Anything else? Any additional movement and or bonus action?
We'll come up kind of... Where was I here?
Looking for cats.
5. Come up here.
Okay. That'll bring us then to the air elemental. Does the same sort of thing. Swooshes in over here. Makes his 2 slam attacks. Ooh, first one actually hits.
Oh, hold up. I get to poke it first.
That you do.
I ordered the pre-poking.
That is a hit.
Do.
Very nice. Any paladin
I'm
slide
reaching
on top
for
of
it. I'm reaching for it.
that? There we go. So with that, as you swing that partisan through it, it feels weird. Like you're getting not the kind of resistance that you would versus something made of flesh. It speeds through it in an abnormal fashion, almost as if the wind is turning with the blow. Does seem to dissipate some of the air off of it, but it feels very weird compared to like a normal attack. Alrighty, so now its first hit smacks you with not even sure how to describe that. Smacks you with air for 18 damage. Just kind of pummels and berates you.
It farts.
Goes to hit you with the second arm, swings too high, and then steps into your position again. Strength save, or a strength check.
Man, can it be like an athletics or something?
Nope, it's basically a basic strength check to kind of stand planted.
You assume that an athletics check would help.
I assumed you'd be trained in it.
I've got 2,000 more
Well, spend it if you got it.
We are
More
burning.
channel points to burn. Do I want to save them for heal a character, or do I want to
No one heals.
force that reroll?
What? It's not fair.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go for it.
Yeah.
I'll need them both.
All right.
It's okay.
Go for the first one.
I'll need them both.
Exceed on this first one.
For the reason I was just thrown
Better,
two
but not
kittens.
quite.
They're trouble.
Flex!
There you go.
You go together well.
So with that, you force it back out of your space.
This is my no square. No, don't touch me there.
Congratulations, you got it on literally every attempt you've made. You got it on the last one.
Misaki, you're up.
Sacred Flame. Deck save.
That is a 14.
My save DC is a 15.
Yep, means it fails.
Yeah. Now let me get back over to this. So I can throw that.
You're brave, but you're not smart.
Come on. There we go. Oh, it did it twice. I'm sorry.
That's a lot of dice.
It's
Well,
okay,
it-
do both damages.
No, it's the top set.
Take the biggest one.
All right, it is adjusted.
Thank you.
Any additional bonus or move?
I don't think I need to move because I can hit it from here. I really don't have anything really for bonus, so no, that's me.
Okay. So with that, your Sacred Flame flies out once more, striking it kind of in the upper poofter area. You see
Upper poofter.
That's right. You see a chunk of the upper right air on it.
Struck him in Bordeaux.
Yeah. Kind of crackle with that radiant energy, and then fade. Does still seem to be standing. Draho.
Okay. Time to finish it off with the bow. So 12 misses.
Yep. Your arrow goes
But-
striking off into the darkness.
I'm going to hit it this time.
That you are.
Yeah. And I'm going to finish it off with the 19. Nope.
Nope. So it careens through, and you see this kind of gout of air dissipate from its middle core.
And it doesn't count as multiple enemies, does it?
It does not.
Dang. Then I can't bounce that missed shot.
Correct. Any additional bonus action?
Well, I mean, I could bounce that missed shot if one of you guys want to take an arrow.
Well, Kaison has a couple knees.
No, I think, oh, you know what? It's on heavy damage. Let's go ahead and burn that action surge and take another 2 attacks.
Alrighty.
See if I can finish it off and get this over with.
Another arrow
Not
goes
bad.
careening to the darkness.
I'll hit it eventually.
And that's a hit.
Yes. Finish it off. Woo, 22.
A good chunk of it dissipates out into the void, but it is still lingering itself together.
Okay, then. Dang. That was my action surge. I don't want to waste an arcane shot to hit it, but so close to dead.
Doesn't Nyx still have to go? Or did Nyx already go?
Nyx went first.
Yep, both Kibble and Kaison have turns.
Oh, they do? Okay, yeah, then let them do theirs. I'm done.
Alrighty. Brings us to Kibble then.
I thought I was last in initiative for some reason, so I was prepared for, like,
it's gonna attack next.
And
Hmm.
short bow will hit. So that arrow from the spider short bow comes in. Between it and the sneak attack will dissipate since it only has 2 hit points left.
Could have finished it.
We reroll our encounter die. All right. Kai, you're free to move.
Freedom.
All right. Light pops in there, and you do see a door, much like the original door with a demonic face, on the kind of eastern side of that room.
I will examine the door.
Okay. It's very, very similar to the original one. It does have a key slot to it, but no other differences, really.
Oh, damn. I think I needed to carry the key with me.
Well, if that's the case, one of us can go back, grab the key, and throw it to you.
I don't think that'll work.
Tie it to an arrow and shoot it over.
Yeah. I can shoot pretty well. I could probably shoot him right in the, if he puts up something that's not his fleshy bits, I can probably shoot that.
Square center mass.
I pull a shield out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna see. Can I take the key and strap it to an arrow?
You sure
Can
can.
he just come back to the door and try to open the door with the key in it?
We tried once and didn't work, but I'll try again.
No,
Well,
from his side.
I'm not worried
Oh.
about that. I'm worried about spawning extra things.
Well, we've taken a key out once while the door was there, so it's not like that's bad.
Oh, wait a minute. What if he just walks off the edge?
Well,
Then
he
I'll
has to get through a
teleport
new door.
back to the beginning and have to deal with elementals.
It's farming XP too.
XP farm?
In the worst case scenario, if it doesn't hit you, it just makes you restart some more XP because fresh health.
If only I awarded XP like that.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take the key, tie it to an arrow real good, and then see if I can shoot if he's got a shield, shoot his shield.
All right, go ahead and make an
Stick
attack.
the
roll.
arrow in it. And since I'm not trying to deal damage, I'll just do a regular attack.
Oh, thank God, because I was like, he rolls a 1. Kaison, you just got in the face.
Why'd you talk?
I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried about
You said he rolls a 1 right when I rolled a 1.
All right, random chance die of funniness.
well, hang on.
Oh, did I just shoot the key off into the nether?
How do we do
So, Kaison, high, low, good, bad, me, you roll a d20. State beforehand.
High, good. No, wait. I know how my dice been rolling. Low, good, me.
Yes.
Low is very good, you.
Ah.
So you see that arrow come careening towards you, and you're like, oh crap, it's going to hit me in the knee. You dodge just quick enough and grab the arrow right out of the air.
That's what I meant to do. Good catch.
You now have
And
an
then
arrow
take
key.
the key. And I attempt to unlock the door with it.
So you put it in, but it doesn't seem to turn.
Make sure you take the key off the arrow before you try and use it. I got a feeling that's what he's saying just happened, is you just stabbed an arrow into a door.
No, I assumed the key came off.
Well, I don't know, because with you, remember the last time we had a door and we were all trying to open and you're like, the door's open. So, I don't know with you. I got to be you shady. You sus. As the
Open,
youth
you
say now.
dumbass.
You're sus.
so
Well, I'll just attempt to push on the door and see if it's unlocked for me.
It is not.
Well, maybe you've got to light up all the squares.
See, that makes me sad.
I'm gonna go up to Draho and just kind of like nudge him with my elbow and be like, "Say the thing."
So
Draho doesn't seem to understand.
Huh? What was that? I might have missed it. My headset was acting up.
I'm kind of nudging you, saying, "Say the thing. Say the thing to Kaison."
Huh? Oh, right. Yes. Kaizen. How's it go? Yes. Use the leverage.
You want me to try to break the door?
No. You gotta. What do you peasants call it? You gotta put your elbow fat into it. The elbow lard. You gotta lard it up with the elbow.
Not with you watching. That's private.
What? No, the thing poor people do when they work hard.
Also private.
I think he means elbow grease.
Yes. Elbow lard.
Well, Kaizen, either it's a different key or maybe you've got to light all the platforms.
This makes me sad.
Oh, if you gotta light all the platforms, then that means
light pops on in there. One pops on in there.
yeah, you're gonna have to redo this whole thing now.
One pops on in there. At which point you hear this loud bong.
I bet the door opens now. Would that door open now?
The original entrance door?
Yes.
It does not.
Okay.
Hey. So
Hey,
when
how
does
far
the light
is-
actually turn on?
The moment that you step into one of the 3 square tiles.
Okay.
Question. How far does Mage Hand stretch?
Up to 30 feet.
Oh, that won't help. I was gonna say maybe we can put the key in that other door and open it while he's standing there, and that'll deactivate it, so he doesn't have to make his way over there. But that won't work.
No, but he's got to walk his way back over there, which is going to
Turn off things.
possibly, we'll find out.
Yeah.
So as you
Which
walk
means
into
we
that
gotta
one,
work this trip.
that light winks out. Same with that one. And at that point,
Well, this is easy. Just go across to the right, then down to the bottom, then back.
Kaison, you should have dipped back in and turned that light on as you walked out of it.
with that, initiative.
Wow. I opened my mouth.
All right.
Draho, are you rolling initiative with advantage?
I am not.
That's the other thing that halberd does is give you initiative with advantage.
I forgot all about that. Doesn't matter. It's this exact same roll.
So, Kedro,
Mhm.
when we were dealing with the error and key shenanigans, I popped a force reroll, but I'm going to hold on to it because Kaison may need it here shortly.
All right, sounds good. So, start of the round, we will be starting with Draho.
Yes, I am going to sigh, duck back in the corner, And shoot the bow.
That is a hit.
Oh, yes. Minimum damage of 16.
Small amount does dissipate. Second
Oh.
arrow goes off into the void.
Okay, and I'm not going to waste anything on this. This is a never-ending cycle. I've already wasted an action surge.
Okay. Moves us to the elemental turn. Scoots in at the side. Okay, go ahead and make your attack of opportunity. That will miss. Comes in with its 2 slam attacks. First as a critical. Oof. For 22 points as it just slams this heavy chunk of air. Comes rushing in, hits you direct in the chest. Almost knocks the wind out of you.
Ha 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 ha.
Really?
No. He's already had his. He's already had his.
Second attack is a hit. Anything that you want to pop for that?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Doing another 10 points of damage. And it makes its final step into your square strength save or strength check. 18, you just make it. You force it out of your space. With that, it's your turn.
Kaison smash.
That is a hit. Goodly chunk of damage. Anything on top of that? Nope. That'll be a miss. And that is a hit. You did manage to dissipate 2 small chunks out of that air elemental. Any additional movement?
Let's see. I am currently within its threat radius, yes?
That is correct.
Nope. I'm gonna have to chill.
Okay. Scoots us to Kibble's turn, who will go ahead and fire at that air elemental again. Does hit. And does a decent amount of damage with his arrow, forcing a chunk of that air elemental to dissipate. Nyx, you're up.
I will go ahead and toll the dead.
Right. Let's see.
Save is that. Draho, you should know this.
That should be a wisdom save, I believe.
Double check.
It doesn't really matter either which way. I rolled a 19.
Okay.
Oh, wait, were you doing the Toll the Dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a wisdom.
Okay, so you see it kind of oddly look around. Excuse me. But none of it seems to dissipate. Bonus action or movement?
No, I'm good where I'm at.
Okay. Misaki.
Dex save.
Dex save. It cannot make a dex save for its life today. That's a 7.
Hopefully.
Well, with having a +5, you'd think. Your sacred flame fires out, crackles through its air-like body, dissipating a good chunk of its wind. Bonus action or movement?
Nope.
Alrighty. Brings us back to the top of the round, Draho.
All right. I am going to do what I do best.
Hit it, D-man.
That is not what I meant to do.
Your man. My man.
I say that right as I do something wrong every
That is a
time.
hit.
All right, 20 damage. It's dead.
Very close. It seems to just be hanging on by a thread.
Not anymore. Oh, man, I meant to do that as a regular shot, not a sharp shot, but I got excited.
Yep.
Who's after me?
The air elemental.
Okay, you know what? We're going to burn an inspiration to re-roll that normal.
Okay.
I want to let it throws him off the bridge again.
That
There
is
we
a hit.
go.
So with your final arrow, that will dissipate the remainder of that air elemental.
Only 8 damage, like a peasant.
All right. Back to you, Kaison. What do you like to do? Okay, that relights that room. That relights that room. You hear that
Misty
odd
step.
bong sound. You can't step behind the door.
Okay. Oh, the door is there, not in the hallway.
Yep.
Okay, never mind that.
Can
Boop.
you,
Doing this, I'm gonna.
I was going to say, can you step into that room, turn that off, then step back and step back in without
That's
going
what
into
I'm
another
gonna find
room?
out. So I gotta
Cheat
step
the
in
system?
here, and I'm gonna go here, and then I'm gonna go back in here and cha-cha.
It does not turn back on.
So you've got to go back into one of the other adjoining rooms, turn that light off, and then. Oh, that's. Oh.
You might as well just jump off at this point.
I was going to say, we might want to restart this and think it through, because you've got too many lit. So let me do some math here, my best subject.
Yeah, if you go.
Yeah,
If
if
you
you go
come
start
straight
here, go
across,
left,
up.
up, right, cross.
Yeah,
Right.
you gotta do the pattern.
Yeah.
So jump off the bridge.
Draho. I will do this one time.
Don't forget to take the key.
So
before-
Make sure keys in hand.
I've got the key. Say it again, because you're never gonna get to tell me to do it again.
Go jump off a bridge.
Whoop.
And you find yourself back at that first room with all of the lights, save for the first two, out.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna summon my packed weapon,
Okay.
having learned my lesson by now that things are likely to happen.
Use key. Access room.
Okay.
And I will summon that in the form of a longbow.
Taking the key with you this time?
Yep.
All right. The door, likewise, as normal, does slam shut behind you. Next, you now have your packed weapon bow.
Perfect.
Just gonna keep seeing this drow somehow pull weapons out of nowhere and become more and more nervous by the fact that, I don't need to see the weapon to know the weapon's there.
I'm gonna look over at Draho and wink.
Kedro, that second room, that light stayed on.
Correct.
Not doing nothing.
Okay. So I'm assuming that I'm gonna go over here. That light's gonna go off. I'm gonna come over here, and that light's gonna come back on.
So the light in that very first room always stays on. When you move into this room, that does turn that light off. When you come back in, yep, that light pops on.
To the left
up,
again.
right, up, left,
There.
up, right, up, and out.
Light pops on.
There.
The area's lit.
There.
The lanterns are lit.
One door calls for aid.
There.
More calls for aid.
Left, up, right. We're done.
There.
Yes.
Lantern lit.
There.
That room is lit.
Now wait, it's going to be an ambush in the last one.
There.
And that one is lit. With that, you hear that resounding bong go through the room. Oddly, no air elemental this time.
He probably ran through their supply.
No, he did it in the correct order, so it didn't pop one, maybe.
That was probably random percentages.
Using the key to get through the door?
Yep.
Yep. It does allow you through. With that, the all of them do stay lit, and you guys hear kind of the creak of a door echoing from the south.
Oh, the door's open. We can all go in now.
Is it open?
It is.
Let's go in.
Are we able to?
I'm going to hang out right where I'm at until my party joins me.
Okay. You guys are all able to get on up there. Within that final room space, you see a set of stairs up in the northern corner. And there's a small iron chest sitting on a pedestal in the middle of the room.
Did Kaisen pull the key out of the door?
He did.
Good job.
And he returns the arrow to Lord Draho when he sees him.
Oh, right.
You
That
dropped
arrow
this.
that, yeah, you good catch, by the way. I knew you'd get it. That's why I didn't aim for the shield.
Wow.
Something, yeah.
I trusted you to do your job well and not get hit by an arrow.
So there's a
Is the
chest.
chest unlocked?
It is not.
Kibble.
Does the key fit in the chest?
It does.
I open the chest with the key.
All right. You hear a soft click.
And then boom!
I was going to say, in what dimension do we get sent to?
No, then you hear the tick, 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 tick.
So, opening the chest.
Or it's a mimic.
I take it to the face.
Inside rests a small black glove, 25 gold pieces, 50 silver pieces, and 100 copper pieces.
Black glove, does it seem magical?
It does.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's get that and identify. Kibble.
Okay.
I'm assuming
Kibble-
it's a right hand.
It is.
Yeah.
Kibble sits there, identifies it a bit, does his little chant, little dance, and then, oh, wow, that's neat. So it's a shadow glove. If you activate it, it sends out a lot of ribbony, shadowy things that explode at a point within 100 feet. And anything in that
Exactly 100 feet.
area, and anything in roughly a 10-foot space of where it strikes loses some of its strength and could be stunned and may get afraid.
Because this is something, I want to see if Arcana, would Draho recognize that spell?
Go ahead and Arcana.
I want to see if Draho knows what the spell is, because I'm pretty sure I do. 11.
You've heard of something like that, ages old, not anything that's in use by anyone of these days.
Yeah, that sounds like old magics. Definitely powerful.
And
It's a spell
specifics
called
on what that does is
Thriller.
now sitting in the out of character chat for you. Alrighty. And what would you guys like to do?
Is that a stair that's going up also?
It is.
Well, I would imagine we continue.
All right.
We are on a fairly linear path.
Yeah.
So, following the stairwell up, you find yourselves emerging into an office. A small desk, dusty and covered in the remains of reams of crumbling paper, sits in a corner. Next to the desk is a small wooden chair. On the far left wall is an old oil painting, and while dusty, seems to be in surprisingly good condition. It depicts a dwarven man sitting atop a silver dragon flying over an expansive mountain range whose peaks are tipped in white snow. There's a small plaque that is just below that painting that labels it in common as Flight of Lord Cragthorn. And then on the wall furthest from the stairwell is a dark oak door.
This is a dark oak door.
Correct.
Okay. Well,
History, can I know what the Flight of Lord Cragthorn is, even though it's dwarven lore?
Go ahead and roll it, but at disadvantage.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, because I would definitely know of dwarf lore. I just wouldn't focus too hard on it.
Correct.
It's not as superior as our stuff. So that'd be a 17.
Okay. Yeah, with that, you would have heard that at one point, well back in Dwarven history, Lord Cragthorn, a lord within the vast region, had a pact with several silver dragons, and they had used said pact to kind of co-opt and fight a horde of red dragons.
So I'm going to pass this along. Oh, I remember that story. It was always entertaining. Apparently, Lord Craghorn made a pact with some silver dragons to take out some red dragons. It was pretty famous. I mean, even we elves respected that. Not a lot of people can make a pact with a dragon and not get scammed.
I heard this story too. It involved Lord Master Irons and some other guy with blue lips.
I don't know about any of that. I only pay attention to the people that matter.
oh,
Additionally, one other thing that you would know is that Cragthorn was a very secretive man.
Secretive in what way? Secretive like he's got some skeletons in the closet, perhaps even literally?
Like,
Or
heavily
secretive
kept
as in like he
secrets.
belongs to a Mason's order. Get it, dwarves? Mason's order? I
Uh-huh.
did it.
Yeah, you did.
Wow.
But heavily kept secrets.
so toss the room.
Okay.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
You don't seem to find anything majorly in the room until you
Desk.
start fiddling with the painting itself. At that point, you notice that it's on a pair of hinges.
Swings open to one side, I'm assuming,
Correct.
to hide something behind it.
That's right. So the painting squeals on the hinges as it's swung out to reveal a combination safe on the wall. The safe itself is of iron burnished with bronze inlaid filigree.
Kibble.
Ooh, pretty.
That's some work, Kibble.
You see him come over and put his ear up next to it. And within moments, it click, 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 and he turns the thing and opens it up. Within the safe, there's a small letter written in Dwarven.
Of course.
Yeah. It sucks because the person that can do comprehend languages, not here.
I cast comprehend languages.
Oh wait, can you? Well, now second question: does it let you read, or is it only
As long as
speaking?
you're holding it, yes.
Okay?
It just means he can't speak.
Oh. So, pray tell, what doth the note say?
That is readable for you within Discord.
By the way, who's wearing the gloves of illusion?
or Glove of Shadow.
I feel like that's an attunement type item, and it's probably in a bag of holding of some other secure.
Okay, I didn't know if
box.
it's not attunement. I was gonna say we should give it to Kaison so he has a ranged attack. It's
It is not
level.
attunement.
Oh, well then whoever wants to put it on, put it on.
I think Kaison should, so he's got a ranged attack.
You want to be the inverted Michael?
I'm just saying because helps to be able to do stuff at a distance.
Thaumaturgy to create illusionary popcorn to eat while reading this.
Okay.
Well, you're doing that. I will be right back.
What is it?
You guys see Kaisen do a little ritual, takes a bit, and then he sits there, creates popcorn in a small bucket, and begins reading over that page.
Giggling. And then I look at you.
Who, me? Draho?
That's even. Oh.
Draho's back into a corner. Okay, you want to tell us what's so funny about that paper?
No.
I don't like this. I
Uh,
don't like it. Someone take that paper from him and read it to me.
Dear Azirius, our love can never be. My father despises elves with every bone in his body. And he has found some of the letters between us. Soon I will be sent away, and he will not tell me where. With any luck, this will find its way to you. I cannot express the depths of my sadness. I long to be held in your arms. If I can, I will send more from wherever location I end up in. I love you with all of my heart, Aaliyah Craghorn.
Who's that addressed to? I want to know. Is it just a lowly elf, or do they have a noble name attached to them?
And just states that first name.
Just states the first name.
But if you
The
like,
first-
you can give me a history at disadvantage.
That's what I was going to ask. Want to know. History at disadvantage. Come on. Did that work?
I'm not seeing a roll.
It showed the dice rolled. It must be lagging.
Oh, there it goes. At a 17, that'll give you a little bit. You know that Artzurius is a family name from that noble line that you guys discovered on that vial earlier.
Gotcha.
Tends to be only within that family, though there are a few outside of it.
Oh, okay. So one, they were at one point closer to the
yes.
they were at one point closer to the throne than my family is, so that means they clearly are higher rank than me. But they cavorted with dwarves in an unsavory manner. I don't know whether I should take that.
Perhaps they
Nope.
just needed a lover with a little more constitution. You elves are such frail things.
Look, short and stubby may do it for some people, but slender and beautiful is the way to go.
Look here. Sometimes being able to just kind of get a hold of it, that beard and pull, it's fantastic. You should give it a try.
Look, give me that note. I'm going to take that back to Miss Drana. should I ever-
never.
No, I want to
Never,
take it back
never,
so that if
never.
their family has any relatives, they can see the shame of their ancestors.
Nope, I am publishing this in my memoirs.
Oh, okay. As long as it gets out that they did that. Got to bring them down a peg.
Our love can never be.
All the freaking elf hatred. Disgusting.
I'm going to learn the spell Magic Mouth so that I can attach it to this text, so it will read itself to anyone who wishes to hear it.
Alrighty, what would you guys like to do?
Like this whole party has come to the idea of like, will this upset Draho? If so, we have to make sure he hears us.
I love the fair folk, she recently confessed to me in an interview.
Well, I mean, from an ego standpoint, I can understand, you know, an elf. Why would anyone not want an elf? But from a purely their rank in the hierarchy, that's inappropriate. The father was right.
Did you just give disapproving elf face?
The father was right. He knew what he was talking about.
I wonder if he just didn't want to sully his bloodline with such frailty.
Look, elves can only increase your family's renown by having them.
Was that you throwing all those dice?
Yep.
Why?
Well, I have made a bucket of noise in a dungeon. We haven't been quiet.
Yeah, because you're purposely agitating Draho.
So at this point, Draho notices the Misaki is missing.
What? Hey, where'd the cleric go? Where's our clergy? I don't like this.
Looked up or down the stairs.
No stairs, but a doorway out.
Yeah, let's go to the doorway then. Misaki must have gone on ahead. My halberd didn't go off at all?
It did not.
Okay, I'm going to pull the halberd out and shake it a few more times to make sure the batteries are working.
So,
make sure the batteries
doorway,
work.
You find yourself in what looks to be a clothing shop. Robes, pants, shirts, dresses, and all manner of things in between hang on racks, sit on shelves, or fall into the floor.
Exit through the gift shop.
Almost all of which are in various states of disrepair. The far wall has been crumbled in by a large stone that sits now a few feet inside the space. Granite pillars hold the ceiling, and each is carved to depict dwarves in high state of fashion of the former day. Closest to you is a long sail stand covered in a thick layer of dust. You see Misaki rummaging through clothes and whispering magic words over them, at which point they seem to repair themselves.
Yeah, I'm going to check. How old are these clothes exactly?
Ancient.
Ancient as in by elven standards or by dwarven standards?
Little both.
At this age, all of the above.
Yep. Sarbreen is well over 1,000 years worth of has not been a city.
Okay, so it's well old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Anything that might fit a, proper sized person, maybe an elf.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Maybe they've got some elven clothes since they clearly seem to have the Fey fever up in this place.
And was there...
Did I just call it the Fey fever?
I
just realized I said that. That's so stupid.
What was that, Misaki?
Was there a door leading out, or do we think that's where the rock is?
So it's a kind of crumbled in wall. The rock is blocking portions of it, but you are able to scale over that if you want to.
Okay.
Draho, yes, you are able to find a small elven rack.
Does it look like it's high?
I think they only come in small. Pretty
you
sure.
You don't have to insult it.
I was gonna say, do they look like they're very high-end clothes or sort of mid-tier?
Exceptionally fashionable for 1,000 years ago, but it would be like looking at high fashion of, say, the 70s or 80s for us.
Only that far back?
Yep.
Really? Because you're saying this place is thousands of years old. You should be saying that's like looking at colonial fashion or something.
About 1,000 years for a dwarf is like 2 generations back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good point. So, I'll grab a nice tie-dye frilly shirt and some bell bottoms.
All right, you do so. They do seem to have holes in most of them, though.
I'll get them fixed back in town. In fact, I'll take the whole elven line.
Okay.
I'll get them fixed up back at home and have them added to my
Devourer
wardrobe.
of lines.
You have a variety of shirts, pants, pantaloons, bell bottoms, fluffy ruffled shirts, shirts with long open sleeves.
Yeah, I like it. This is great. This is the stuff I can wear when I'm leisuring around the house. I was just going to walk around looking like a deadbeat hippie when he's at home. Beautiful. I'll take all those clothes and throw them in Kibble's bag of holding. Kibble, take these clothes and anything you might like.
Okay. So he puts all that in his bag of holding and then seems to go over to what effectively looks like a kid's section. And he's trying on clothes, but he's doing it over his armor, and none of this fits right.
Tell you what, Kibble, just grab anything that looks cool, that looks like it might fit, and we'll test it out back at the house. If it doesn't work, we'll throw it in the incinerator.
Okay. Well,
Kildra, anything anything that Kibble thinks he likes, I'll walk over and touch.
Okay.
And
you
mend.
see him pull a couple shirts and one really fancy looking robe.
That probably doesn't look like it needs to have anything done to it.
That's right.
Oh,
Is
did Kibble
putting
find a
on his
magic
robe and
robe?
wizard hat?
Hey, Kibble,
Yeah?
turn on your searching eyes.
Oh, I found the magic robe. What was that next?
Kibble putting on his robe and wizard hat.
Now that your searching eyes are on, look over the rest of the racks.
Oh, okay. He searches around.
Well,
And he does find a small bracelet.
A pretty thing.
Mm-hmm. This one's shiny
Engraving.
too.
Look at it.
It's gold and silver intertwined, almost Celtic in the way that it looks, topped with a stone that looks like a carved shield.
Does anybody object?
To what?
Me taking that bracelet?
No. Have at it.
Okay. Kibble, we'll examine this further when we have a moment.
Okay.
Yep. Because that robe will definitely... Does the robe fit over his armor? I feel like it should.
It
It's
does.
a robe.
It seems to be perfectly sized for him.
Excellent. There you go, Kibble. You've got a nice fancy robe. We'll figure out what it does, but
I like it. It's shiny.
yeah, it's good on you. You look good in it.
And it's got kind of all sorts of weird little patches over it.
Is this a what's it called? A Technicolor coat or whatever it's called?
Except it's a robe.
Something like that.
Because I know there's that one item in the book that's like it's a Technicolor coat or cloak or something.
yep. They made a whole musical.
Is it?
In a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shows how uncultured I am. Okay, I guess if we're done finding all the magic stuff in here, and I've got my clothes, and Kibble has his clothes.
So now that we've stopped off at Magical Macy's,
And robbed the place.
Well, we can go backwards or we can go forwards over the rubble in the wall.
well, here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm in pain. And I need to sit.
Why didn't you say something?
Yeah, we
I
should
just
probably
did.
take a short rest here and relatively safe gift shop. We can hide under some clothes if something comes after us.
Well, I would say the office that we were in would be a safer spot than this open clothing rack.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna go hide in the changing room.
So, haven't you ever hid underneath like the clothing racks in the store?
But these are dwarf-sized clothing racks, so it's not gonna be easy to hide.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I think we should take a short rest, and I'm gonna spend that time trying on these clothes,
All right.
making sure they fit well.
Go ahead and
Gonna
make
look like the
any adjustments
YouTube
that you
clip.
need to for the short rest. Kibble will go ahead and prepare a small meal and again play his little lyre. That'll give you guys an additional 1d8 and 1d6 hit points back for any that need it, i.e. Kaison.
I was gonna say, I think only Kaison's actually been harmed.
Kaison got beat on some.
Mm-hmm.
That air elemental's pimp hand was strong.
Yeah, it was.
Well, yeah, that nat 20 just boom.
It'll do that.
40 nothing to mess around with.
No, it is not.
Gonna go ahead and short rest and recover my spell slot.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I will short rest, and I'm probably gonna have to use like some hit die.
Okay. You know how to work that on your character sheet? Yes, you do.
There's that one. And then how much do I get back from Kibble?
Another D8 and another D6.
Wow. Wow.
All right, that has been adjusted for you.
What happened to him?
He rolled a pair of ones.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Still have the force reroll that you didn't use?
I do have a force reroll that hasn't been used yet.
You can use that if you want to let him use that.
You let him use it on the D8.
Okay.
Coming up on 10:30 here.
So it increases it by 2 more.
Nice.
That's,
Well, you know. It's a 300% improvement.
Mm-hmm.
oh man.
Wow.
Where are you getting? Oh, it's saying -1 hit die. Okay, I was about to say, how is it giving you -1 modifier? What did you do to your con?
I
The
am
most sickly paladin you've ever met.
Yeah, that's why I was confused for a second. I'm like, why do you have an 8 con? What is wrong with you?
And then I will lay on hands myself for 10.
Okay.
You're doing that in private.
That'll bring you to a total of 10.
Well, I wouldn't do it in public earlier when you asked. Why would I do it perform now?
He's getting the elbow lard in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right.
I make myself a little blanket for it out of clothes, and I hide.
Yeah. If anyone's going to die, it's going to be me because I'm just casually using the changing room to try on new clothes.
Oh, you're using the changing room. Well, in that case, you're able to change through clothes in private.
Yeah, I wasn't going to do it in front of people.
All right, so with your short rest done, which direction would you like to head?
Towards the way we haven't gone.
Okay. So, heading out through the crumbled wall, you enter a large room that has all the hallmark touches of a fine tavern. Several long tables are scattered around the room. A staircase sits along one wall, another holds a large fireplace, where the final is caved in and completely obstructed by rock. Near you is a long bar. Several old, dusty glasses sit atop it, but at the end of the bar, sitting on a stool, facing the bar with its head down, is a dark-robed figure, holding a glass that seems to be half full. Emblazoned on his left shoulder is a tooth cogged with 4 spokes as a symbol.
Is it half full or is it half empty, that cup?
Well, he probably thinks it's half empty, but I'm saying half full.
I'm just saying because, like, if he's been down here a long time, it would have evaporated
What's
some.
a Gonsman doing down here?
The figure, his sallow face and grim, sardonic features turn to look towards you. Ugh, more figments of my imagination. Go away. I have neither the time nor the inclination to deal with the likes of myself today.
Figments, huh?
I will approach very indignantly. I will have you know I am no imagination. I am
Thaumaturgy
Lord.
to produce popcorn.
I'm going
I'm
to walk
Lord.
behind the bar and see what there is for bottles as he's
I'm
talking.
Lord Drahoslav von Reiklenmere the Third of Mithranor, Huntmaster to the King.
So, Misaki, you're able to find just a slew of dwarven ale, small casks, large casks, several fine bottles of it. Draho, he turns, he stands up, he puts his finger up. I have not had to deal with my own fig Newtons in quite some time. You go away now. I am tired of this. And then sits
I am
back
going
down
to
and
poke
drinks
him in
some.
the chest.
As Draho is ramping up the absurdity, I'm going to.
I'm about to get into a shouting match until he realizes his imagination isn't this brilliant.
I'm going to prestidigitation. Kind of a smell coming from Draho.
Oh, jeez. This beer must have gone bad. Okay. He pours it out, and you see him reach over to another spigot, pour another half
I slap
glass.
his hand
Listen
because I'm assuming
here.
he's reaching over my head.
Yeah, basically. Listen
Yeah,
here,
so
stop
I slap his
touching
hand.
myself. Stop touching myself.
I am just going to grab him by the shoulders and say, listen, we're real. Stop ignoring me. I am nobility. I'm going to just shake him.
My imagination is running away. Fine. I know what you want. You always want the same thing. And he produces a small book from his side satchel. It's a red leather-bound book that has a symbol that looks like two half symbols. The left part being kind of the left portion of an anvil and hammer. The right part being kind of that same tooth-cogged and spoked portion that's on his shoulder. I was here to review this, a book penned by the two greatest scholars, Gennekin of Moradin and Lucinius of Gaunt. These two were said to have tackled the secrets so secret that no man should ever know, and it drove me crazy. He tosses the book onto the bar. Just take it, Fig Newtons, and leave me to my drink.
I stand up and I look at the book.
I'm going
is
to look at the books
very,
too.
very nice looking. The leather is almost lustrous.
I set, two bottles on the bar that I had in hand.
Okay.
Since Naivara's not here to mess with books,
Flip
I
the
would
cover
like
open.
to.
Divine sense? Is this a ghost?
It is not.
It is just an insane immortal.
Flipping open the pages, the script is written in Dwarven, but not only that, it's also odd numbers, characters that are Elven, and several other languages, and it's all kind of smushed together in this weird amalgamation.
Well, I mean, I have.
Let me see that.
I speak Sylvan, Elven, and Draconic, so do I recognize those three languages in it?
You do.
Okay.
I've got Celestial on top of.
Yep, there are letters or characters from that as well.
If we
Oh,
all
it's
work
making
together, we can figure out what it says.
I know what this is.
I hand Kaison a bottle.
This is the language of ASCII. It is called lead speak.
Really?
Sure, it's not wingdings.
But with that, we have come to our 9:30 time frame, so we'll go ahead and end with that little bit of book cliffhanger. As always,
Click
thank you.
notes for later.
So you bookended the session?
I did.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad someone caught
Oh,
that. Thanks to all the players for coming. Thanks to all the viewers
Thank you.
for watching. Check us out again next week. Same time, same channel. We'll catch you soon.